Hey everyone, Jason with Heap of Jeep. Today working on the 1990, the Renix, and I got a question from one of my subscribers, Brewski's Dodge. Wanted to know how the Commander headlights got on the Cherokee. Now, we ended up buying it like this, but I figured, hey, I can take it apart and we can see how they did it and film it, and that way you'll have a pretty good idea if you're interested in doing it yourself. It's a pretty unique modification. I haven't seen any like this, so we'll take it apart and see how they did it. So before we get to that, if you'd please click subscribe, and if this video helps you out, give it a thumbs up. Also, I've started another YouTube channel that is geared towards teenagers, but really anyone that doesn't know anything about taking care of their vehicles. I've called it Teenager Car Tips, and it just came to me when my two oldest moved out, and they've had some serious car problems that could probably have been avoided if they had just done some simple maintenance, checking the oil, checking the fluids, things like that. So I thought I didn't do a very good job teaching my kids how to keep up on their cars. Not that they have to go out and repair them themselves or anything like that, but checking your oil, everybody should be doing that and things like that. So I've got another teenager who's about ready to start driving, so I thought I'm going to teach her some basics on how to maintain a vehicle, so that as soon as she gets her license and her first vehicle, she can take care of it. So I'm going to put a link in here if you want to check that out, if you've got a teenager or somebody that you think just needs a little more basic knowledge on how to take care of their cars. And then subscribe to it if you want, or not, doesn't matter. But let's get to these Commander headlights on the Cherokee. So let me give you my first observations before I take anything apart. You'll notice there's a gap here on this side. Now this is the passenger side, and you see there's a piece of trim that went around here. I'm guessing either it fell off or he never had one in the first place. I don't know where this piece of trim came from, if this was original to the Cherokee or if it came from the Commander or what. After comparing it with my 96, I'm thinking that trim piece was original to the Jeep. All the trim is chrome on there, whereas this one's green. But I think this is the trim piece that we had. Now, the thing is, the Commander headlights go all the way down, so obviously there had to be a cut there, and to confirm this, I looked at it a little more closer. So right here you can see that something was cut off here, and I'm guessing that's where the modification started. That of the original chrome piece went all the way across, and he cut it off, and then the rest of it is hidden. But that's my guess. So you'll have to be doing some modifications to that trim piece and cutting all the superfluous stuff out to get it to fit. But it's definitely worth doing the modifications, because you can see on this side it just doesn't have that finished look to it. I've also found a couple of relays under the hood that I'm guessing are from a headlight wiring harness. It's all wrapped up in the plastic stuff, so I can't trace it real easily, but I'll see if I can pull it apart a little bit and we can make sure. I found two on this side, definitely, so I'm thinking low beams, high beams kind of thing, like your typical upgraded wiring harness. So I'm going to start by taking off the blinker light here. And then it looks like there's one bolt holding it in on this side. So it seems like it's free on this side, but now I'm going to take the front grille off and see if I can see how it's attached on this side. Then on this side it looks like he's got two bolts holding it on, so let me take those off. Well, the light is free now, but I don't think I'll be able to get it off without this trim piece coming off. And this looks to be held on by some 11mm bolts right along the front here. We'll get those 4 out of the way. Okay, well, right off the bat I can tell they changed the wiring. Looks like they did a pretty piss poor job of it, but they went to the connectors for the commander headlights, and then the original turn signal looks like they just left off. One concern I have before we even get into more modifications is it's covering the intake to the airbox. I'll have to see how tight that is when I put it back together. And one of the other things I think is they put these pieces on here and here to hold them on. Those don't look original to me, so I'm guessing they just fabricated their own little brackets. And then all along here something was cut out. Now whether this was the original trim piece part, but this looks more structural for actually holding the old headlights in. So a lot of trimming there. So not everything is wired up here in the back, and it looks like, I don't know if this was original to the commander, or if he had to modify this and then just use some RTV or something to seal it, but you might be prepared to have to cut a corner off here to make it fit. But other than that, I'm guessing high and low beams, or low and high beams, or not quite sure how that works. And then the only way you could aim them is with these brackets, moving it up and down to the bracket, and that might get a little annoying after a while. The holes for the screws that are holding it on are going right through the plastic housing. As for the wiring for the headlight harness, I'm not sure what they did. I may actually end up ripping all of that out of there and doing it myself, because it sort of looks like a hodgepodge of guesswork. Not that I know exactly what I'm doing, but I think I could do better than that. Alright, so I'm going to go and put it back together here. Well, there we go. Hope it helped you out. You know, there was a little modification there, as you could see. If you need some still pictures or whatever, let me know. I don't know. You know, I've never taken the headlights off any other Jeep, so I don't know what modifications they had to do, but hopefully you can see where they cut it, and that'll help you figure it out. It doesn't look all that extreme. Just get the Dremel out and get ready to start trimming things up to make it fit, and then the wiring, of course. But again, they did a wiring harness,
but it doesn't look right to me. I think there's still full power going to the headlight switch, so I'm probably going to pull all of that out of there and just redo it myself, doing it right so I know how it's done. But there you go. Hope it helped you. Please subscribe if it did. Give it a thumbs up. And also don't forget to check out the Teenager Car Tips channel and subscribe to that one if you think it'll help you out, or if you have kids, or whatever.